Ecclesiastes 9. Let's read verse 10. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. Our subject is how to succeed without being a genius. It's 4:45. We may be done by 5. So I can keep time. But if the Spirit speaks to me, I have to go to 10 after. Do you understand? All right. Okay. I had to provide that leeway for myself. All right. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. What does the Bible say? Whatsoever. What does that mean? Anything. Anything. Let me pause and say this. When you read the Bible, read it literally unless it is obviously symbolic. So when you read in Revelation a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, clearly that's symbolic. When you read, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, that is literal. Now, that's the first half of the verse. We'll get to the second half later. What does that mean? Anything you have to do, do it how? 100% to the best of your ability. In African American history, there's a figure called Booker T. Washington. Ever heard of him? He was a slave. Terrible thing. And in his early years, he came out of slavery, if I have the story straight. And he wanted an education. He heard of a school called Hampton Institute, somewhere in the Virginia area, I think, hundreds of miles from where he lived in the South. As a young boy, maybe in his early teens, middle teens, Booker T decided to go to the school to seek an education. He had no money. He started to walk. We're talking about 400 miles. He would walk some, jump on trains and hide so they wouldn't see him, sleep under the boardwalk, eat wherever he could eat, buy food, steal food, but he had no money. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, he made it. He found a school. This is a true story. He walked onto the campus and he went to a classroom and he saw a group of white students sitting there, taught by a teacher, white lady. And he just stood outside the window. He watched them. What do you think was going through his mind? I would love to be in that class. He just sat outside the window, just watching them. And the woman saw him. She came to him, what do you want? I want to go to school. Oh, yeah? Yes. And she could see in his eye and his face he was not joking. She said, okay. And she took a handkerchief. Well, before she did that, she said to him, you see that classroom over there? Go and clean it. Go clean it. So he went. When he was done, he came to her, I'm finished. Then she took a handkerchief and she went to the classroom. What do you think she did? What is she looking for? Dust. She found none. And she was so touched and amazed by the way he cleaned that classroom. What do you think she did? Admitted him to school on the spot. That was working the biblical way. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy mind. Now, human beings have a way of classifying jobs. I'm an accountant. Oh, where's my tie? I sweep the streets. Yeah. I am a broker. Yes. I'm a carpenter. That's how we function. Not God. Not God. Anything you're called to do, God says, I am watching you. Because how you do it reflects on me. If you call me your father. I was in Barbados, where I grew up, visiting my sister, conducting a crusade just like this. And there are 2 men, friends of my sister. She's a single woman. They're taking care of my sister, so I love them. So one of them would come to cut the grass. Not a lawn. That's a very small front yard, a little rock zone. Nothing easy. You can't use a lawnmower. There's stones. He used something, and when he was finished cutting the grass, I came out, and I could not believe how well I thought a barber had cut the grass. Literally. And I said, Hindi, you did this? He said, yeah. He said, that's the way I work. Now, if someone had said to me, do you know someone who works hard and works well? I would have said, yes, this man. There's a member of my church. He cleans parking lots for supermarkets and malls. He goes around, he cleans. And he's always working in the supermarket where I go, the shopping mall where close to my house where I am. I'm always there, my wife. So I see him all the time. And what struck me about this man, there's some people, they work if you watch them. The Bible talks about them, men pleasers. I service. If you watch me, I work. But the Christian does not have to be watched. Are you with me? Not by men, because the Christian is watched by God. This man does his work regardless of who is looking or not looking. And I'm so deeply, and he does it faithfully, and he does it well. Winters, summers, falls. In the winter, he's covered up, does his work. If someone said to me, do you know someone I can rely on? Yes. My brothers and sisters, do you have a responsibility? Do it with all your might. Now, the second half of the verse gives the reason. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom where? In the grave, without going. So what the Bible is saying, you have one chance to live a good life. Because once you're dead, you don't work, there's no knowledge, there are no term papers to turn in, no experiments to do. And so the reason we must do well, one of the reasons is this is the only chance we have to do it right. Life is not a rehearsal. Principle 6, whatever you have to do it with your might. Now, here is where a lot of students fall down. They do sloppy work and get sloppy results and blame everyone else but themselves. Let me introduce to you a principle I used to give to the medical students, because medicine is hard work. Here's a washer, here's a dryer. You put the clothes in the washer and it goes through the spin cycle. Why do you put it in the dryer? Now, when you can feel it. Nothing's dripping, but the water would come out. Your brain is like that cloth. Most people never wring their brains and squeeze out some more genius. They don't. And so they don't see the results, and they live an entire life and never realize the heights of excellence to which they can reach. Because they don't wring their brain. Listen to me, wring your brain.